Today, our topic is desert locust. Desert locust. The desert locust is a species of locust, a swarming short-horned grasshopper in the family Acrididae. It is one of the most devastating migratory pests in the world, and it is highly mobile and feeds on large quantities of any kind of green vegetation, including crops, pasture, and fodder. A typical swarm can be made up of 150 million locusts per square kilometer and is carried on the wind, up to 150 km in one day. Even a very small, 1 square kilometer locust swarm can eat the same amount of food in one day as about 35,000 people. It is an international transboundary pest which threatens agricultural production and livelihoods in many countries in Africa, the Middle East, and South and Southwestern Asia. Its migratory nature and capacity for rapid population growth present major challenges for control, particularly in remote semi-arid areas, which characterize much of the distribution area. Locusts differ from grasshoppers in their ability to change from a solitary living form into gregarious, highly mobile, adult swarms and hopper bands as their numbers and densities increase. Periods of low and intermediate numbers and densities alternate with very high numbers and densities. The desert locust risk increases during the 1 to 2 year continuum of favorable weather and habitats that support population increases during upsurges and plagues. When that happens, the desert locust becomes one of the most internationally known and important insect pests. The desert locust is potentially the most dangerous of the locust pests because of the ability of swarms to fly rapidly across great distances. It has 2 to 5 generations per year. The major desert locust upsurge in 2004 to 2005 caused significant crop losses in West Africa and diminished food security in the region. In February 2020, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization announced that desert locusts are destroying tens of thousands of hectares of crops and grazing land in Northeast Africa as the worst invasion in 25 years. The UN warns that a dangerous situation is now facing the region and in particular eastern Ethiopia. Since this announcement, swarms have caused Somalia to declare a state of emergency and spread to other East African countries like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and most recently South Sudan. Are locusts dangerous? Do locusts bite people? Locusts do not bite people like mosquitoes or ticks since locusts eat plants. While it is unlikely that locusts would bite, they might nibble on someone without breaking the skin or pinch someone to help defend themselves. Are locusts dangerous? Locust swarms are infamous for voraciously feeding on agricultural crops, trees, and other plants. In fact, this feeding can devastate crops and grasses grown for people and livestock, causing famine and starvation in communities that depend on their crops for survival. Desert locusts. One of the most important locusts that causes problems in the world. These pests damage agricultural crops like corn, cotton, oats and peanuts, trees, many kinds of vegetables and grasses. Health risks. Large locust swarms create allergens that affect those with allergies, while humans and other animals can suffer respiratory problems when the pests block their nasal passages. 5 natural ways to get rid of grasshoppers and locusts that eat plants. Here are 5 natural remedies we recommend to get rid of grasshoppers and locusts that eat your precious garden plants. How to get rid of locusts. 1. Apply a garlic spray. Garlic odor can help deter locusts and other common garden pests. To make the garlic spray, blend 2 bulbs of garlic with 10 cups of water, then heat up the mixture until it starts to boil. Next, let the mixture sit overnight. To use the garlic spray, fill a spray bottle with 1 part garlic solution and 3 part water. Once ready, spray the solution onto the leaves of affected plants. Be sure to spray the undersides of the leaves as well. 2. Dust the leaves with flour. Flour can cause locusts to starve by gumming up their mouth. Get some ordinary all-purpose flour, don't use other types of flour as they may contain substances like salt, and sprinkle a thin layer on the leaves of affected plants. 3. Introduce natural predators. A long-term solution is to attract natural locusts predators to your garden. For example, many species of birds, such as swallows, like to feast on locusts. To attract these birds, you may want to set up a bird bath or a feeder in the backyard. You could also consider introducing beneficial insects, such as praying mantis, to the garden. 4. Set up a long grass trap. Locusts prefer areas with long grass. You could try and isolate the locusts to one area of the garden by growing a patch of uncut grass in an isolated corner. This could make it easier to catch and get rid of locusts. 5. Raise your own chickens or guinea fowls. This obviously won't work for everybody, but chickens and guinea fowls do a great job of eating locusts and other common garden pests. There are many great resources you can read online if you are interested in raising these birds at home. These birds can also help control other common pests in the backyard, such as ants and cockroaches. Insects, as long as they haven't been exposed to toxic pesticide, are a good source of food for these backyard birds as they are a strong source of protein. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.